Look, y'all, what's up? 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 All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're going live. We're going live. Let me go ahead and put this up. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Do y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? I don't know if y'all hear me. I think we're good. I think we're good. I don't know if I'm frozen over here. But look, y'all, I wanted to be able to bring this back. I wanted to bring this back. I'm gonna take it. I wanted to bring it back, y'all. Oh no. Let's see. Y'all hear me? There we go. We're cooking now. All right, look, guys. So I started a little bit early. I want to appreciate you guys' patience. I was supposed to start about an hour and a half ago, but I had some technical difficulties. Didn't have anything planned earlier today, but look, I said, look, I need to be able to live. What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? Look, I told myself, look, I want to be able to drop some heat today, right? I don't want to be able to get off of this call without giving you guys at least something that you guys could take away with, right? Because we talk about how to be able to, all the things that we need beforehand to be able to go apply for funding, but where are we going to go get the funding? That's a lot of times people don't talk about that, but I want to be able to share that today. And literally, I want to be able to share it within 20 minutes, right? Let me know if that's okay with you guys. Let me know in the chat if that's okay with you guys. If you're watching this live, comment the word live. If you're watching this replay, comment the word replay. We're about to go crazy today, y'all. Look. So look, this is going to be for the people. This is for the people who have not got the first business credit card yet, whether it's because they don't have the best credit or they just start out their LLC. It's we got options, right? I want to let people know that this is to be one of the first business credit cards you're going to ever get. Right, it does not require a lot. You don't need an 800 credit score. You don't need your net 30s. You don't need whatchamacallit, you don't need Quill, Uline Granger. You literally can go out, start a LLC. You don't even need an LLC. If I tell people to go get an LLC and start applying for some funding today, especially if you have a quick play, but to be able to make some money, you're gonna be able to generate some money within the next 30 days, right? So look, we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with this. Hold on. The first credit card that you can get. I don't care if you have an LLC or a sole prop. You can literally get this today. Y'all see my screen? Y'all see my screen? Y'all see my screen? All right, cool. Literally, this is the first business credit card I ever got. It is so easy to get. I got $20,000 right off the bat. It is called the Divvy card. You can go to getdivvy.com/credit. This is the card that they used to give out to everybody. They have a little bit more restrictions now, but this is so easy. I want everyone to go apply for this, right? So the amazing thing about this card is that they're not going to give you credit based on your personal credit. I know people who have 600s and still getting approved for this, right? I'm not saying you can have 500s and a whole bunch of negative items for you to still get approved for this. You're probably going to get denied. However, they're not going to solely base their approval solely on your personal credit. Okay, so this is a business credit card where they're going to give you an approval based on the activity in your business bank account. That's all we talk about, where we're going to go get a business bank account, how important it is to set it up right after your LLC. Start up your business bank account right away, y'all. Start it up right away. It gets some fun, it gets money in there, run your income and your revenue through there. And have some activity. Let it season, right? Because the more you're able to let it season, the higher approvals that you're going to be able to get, especially for a card like this with Divvy card. Okay. So matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. You know, I don't. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's literally the first card I ever got, and I was running all my business expenses through this card when I first started off. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. So let me find it. You know, I can't find it right now, guys. But easier approval, guys. So how it works is when you apply, you're gonna put in your basic personal information, basic business information, right? You're gonna put your address, personal income, LLC name, EIN, how long you've been in business, this. You do not need your business does not need to be 2 years old to be able to get approved for this. You could be a brand new business and still get approved for it. All right. So you're gonna fill out the application as normal. Then they're gonna get to a point where they're gonna ask you to connect your business bank account, right? Because they, like I said, they want to see the activity that's going on in your account. Because look, they're not fully basing their approval on your personal credit. They want to know, okay, is your business holding any type of money? Is there any type of revenue coming through? Because look, if they're going to give you money, they want to have confidence that they're going to be able to get it back. At the end of the day, that's what all funders want to know. They're investing in you, and they want to know, once we give you this $20,000, can I expect this money to come back? If not, if you don't have anything to prove that, or anything that gives them confidence that they're going to be able to get their money back, they're not going to give you funding, period. Right? So I would at least have a few $1,000s into that account, right? When I first got the account, I deposited as much money into that business bank account as possible, right? I had about 5 different business bank accounts. I took all the money from all the other 4 and deposited all into one business bank account, right? Then also give you an option to see if you want to add your personal bank account. I went ahead and connected my personal bank account because look, I wanted to have as much money as possible, showing as proof to go to Divvy, right? Because I knew that the more money I show, the higher approvals I'm going to get, period, right? So after you're able to fill out the application, connect your business bank account, connect your personal bank account, I applied, and literally the next day I got approved for $20,000. Business credit is not part of my personal credit report. Another thing about this is they have some expense and budget software to help you manage your money. No annual fees. And also give you some points, right? It's an amazing card, great starter card for somebody who does not have any type of funding at all. The downside about this is that whatever you use on this card, you're expected to 30 days. It's not a card where you're going to be able to carry balances and be able to continue to use the card however you want to use it, right? For example, if you got approved for $20,000, use $5,000 of it in 1 month, you're expected to be able to pay back within 30 days. If you do not, it's not like they're going to shut down your card the next month. It's just you're not going to be able to use the card until you be able to pay that back, right? So it's really important that you guys set it up in a way where if you use the cash off the card, find a way to be able to flip it and be able to get the money back immediately, right? So it's really good for if you're going to do some quick plays, anything else. But I cannot stress this enough. It does not report on your personal credit at all, and it's a great way to be able to get access to quick cash, right? All right, so cool. We got that down. It's called the Divvy card. Get approved for it. Does not report to your personal credit. There's no hard pull, only a soft pull. You get approved up to $25,000. Okay. Easy. Connect your business bank account, connect your personal bank account, get approved within 24 hours. All right, you got that down. Capital on tap. This is another one. Easy. Only a soft pull. Does not report to your personal credit. Right. This is like I think it's like my 3rd business bank account or credit card, right? So look, you have to understand that there's two different capital on taps, right? They got one from the UK, right? And they got one in the US. So if you're in the US, you're watching this, go ahead in the top right corner and make sure you're watching in the US. So capital on top, how does it work? You're going to apply similarly to any other bank account or business credit card. Right, you're gonna come to capitalontap.com, click apply now. They're gonna ask for basic business information. They're gonna ask for your business name. If you have a DBA, go ahead and put your DBA in, EIN, years in business. How much money are you spending? Business phone number. Look, remember I told you guys about how to be able to set up your business properly. Making sure you have everything set, business phone number, business email, get your LLC, EIN, have everything structured properly, because all that's going to play into effect with how much you're going to get approved for. Get your business address down, or if you have one, go ahead and do it. Right, I highly suggest that you do not put your personal home down, and I also suggest you do not put a PO box. You want to get a virtual address or use a real physical building. All right. Website address. What industry is your business in? Remember, this is the thing. We do not want to have our business in a high risk industry, real estate, construction, gambling, anything that's high cash intensive businesses, it's a high risk. You're going to get denied or you're going to get very little limits. Right. So what I always tell people to do is you want to do consulting, right? You want to do, they got marketing in here. They don't got marketing. What you could do, educational services. What do you tell banks you do when you go for funding? I always tell them I do business consulting. I always tell them I do business consulting, business services, right? I either do business consulting or I'm going to do marketing every single time. Um, thank you, Nadia, for sure. No, thanks for clarifying that. I always do business consulting because look, you don't want to raise any red flags. You want to be able to make sure that you're seen as low risk as possible, right? And also what it goes along with your industry is the NAICS code. Where how are you going to know your NAICS code, right? Say if you don't want to do business consulting, say you're not going to listen to me and want to use your own industry. Say you're in real estate. I don't suggest you do it, but you can go to NAICS.com and be able to figure out what your NAICS code is. What is the NAICS code? The NAICS code, National Association Industry Classification Code, right? So you can literally come in here, look up your industry, and it's going to tell you your code. And anytime you apply for any type of funding, they're going to ask for your NAICS code, right? So let's put in business consulting. There we go. Property management, right? Consulting. There we go. All right, cool. 541-611, 541-612. Those are good ones. Sometimes business consulting is not offered. Another one that you're going to see, especially on Elon, when you're applying for any type of Elon business credit cards, other scientific and technical consulting services. This is huge. This is the big one, right? I always tell, go ahead and do this, right? Another one you can do, marketing consulting services, 541-6313. Let's talk about real estate. Let's look up management. Eric, what do you use for management? Oh, Nadia, have they ever pulled up your website? Yes, they have pulled up my website. I can get into that in a second. Management, right? Exactly, right? 541-611, right? It all goes into the same thing, right? There you want to make sure that you're not in the high risk industry, right? Matter of fact, that brings up a good point. Hold on. I got a whole list for you guys. Hold on. Let me hide this real quick. I got a list for you guys, right? For all the people who do not know what the high risk industries are, I got a whole list that collects them. I've talked to a business banker and she personally gave this to me and said, look, I know you have a community of people looking to be able to go get funding. Tell them like if they come and apply with any of these types of industries, we're going to give them automatic denial, right? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna see if I can get it real quick. I haven't updated it. But okay, so I'm gonna show you guys one and I have a more updated one. This is actually from the straight website. I've actually updated this and I'm going to be able to make sure I get this to you guys. Anything that's high cash, right? Anything that makes a lot of money and loses a lot of money. Anything that the success of the business is dependent upon how well the industry is doing at the time, or depending on how well the economy is doing, is considered high risk, right? You do not want to show up as high risk. I promise you, you're going to either get denials or you're going to get little limits, right? This is coming straight from the NAICS website, right? You're going to have convenience stores, restaurants, liquor stores, pawn shops, auto dealers, everything is stored. These are some basic ones I have, and I have some more that I'm going to be able to add to you guys. But look, that's I'm gonna have another point out another day. But let's get back to it. Moral of the story: don't come up as high risk. All right, website address. A lot of time it's going to be optional, right? If you do not have a website, don't worry about it too much. However, I highly suggest that you get even a basic website, whether it's just a simple landing page. Because look, I've been to the bank before and they asked for what my website is, right? And for me, I was using my LLC for my credit repair. So I went to the bank and I said, look, I'm trying to go get funding. What can you guys do for me? So yeah, let me look up your website real quick. And I said, oh wow, I got a credit repair website. I didn't tell them, but in my head, I'm thinking I got a credit repair website. I can't give them that, right? So the best thing that I did, I was prepared. I gave them a dummy website. I can show you my dummy website, takeflightsolutions.com. This is the that I give all bankers, right? Anytime I'm applying, this is the website I give, right? Because I'm not telling them I do credit repair. I'm not telling them I do business funding. I'm telling them that I'm a business consultant, right? This is a very general website. I literally modeled it off of another business consulting website, business entity and plan formation, business operation procedures, social media marketing strategies. Very, very general, very vanilla, very, you can't really tell what I do outside of business consulting. I even got some reviews up here, some fake reviews, just to be able to throw some sauce in there, right? I got an opt-in page. You see, it's very simple. It's like really only 2 pages. This is, and I'll remind you, this is not something I give to my clients. This is only something I give to the bankers, right? So in my case, I would go ahead and put that. I would put that website address down, right? Now it's also going to give you an option, right? You can either pay the full balance every month, or you pay the minimum amount, which is 10% of the balance, right? You can do this. However, you have to understand that there is a high interest rate. The interest rate is pretty crazy. It's 20% or higher, right? So just know that, yeah, you can carry a balance, but they're gonna get you on interest, right? So this is not it's not best for, it's not, can't compare to 0% interest, regular business credit cards. However, you can get higher approvals off of this. I've gotten me and my clients have gotten $40,000 plus on one business credit card. So look, yeah, you're gonna put your title, basic information down, social security number is only gonna be a soft pull, right? And then you're gonna put your email, all the basic information. You go ahead, click, continue. You go ahead and apply. Excuse me, that's an LLC. You make sure you get an LLC, and you're gonna be able to go ahead and get apply, right? Literally within a week, I got approved, plus $40,000 plus, right? Got clients $40,000 plus. This is highly dependent upon, the higher, the better your credit score, the better approvals you're going to get, right? No matter what, right? But it's not solely dependent upon how strong your personal credit is. Like I always suggest people, look, you get a 720 above, you're gonna be in good shape. All right. And then finally, PSCU. I want you guys to start looking at PSCU, right? It's a major gem. A lot of people don't know about this. A lot of people are not using it enough. This is something where you're able to get 3 products with only 1 hard pull. 3 products with 1 hard pull, guys, right? A lot of people are not talking about this enough. You can literally come to this website. They got loans, they got credit cards, got different banks. All people, look, get these relationships with credit unions, these regional banks. I want you to be able to I want you to start doing that, because credit unions, regional banks are going to give out higher limits compared to major banks. They chases Bank of America's, Wells Fargo's. Get with these credit unions. Start building relationships, right? So like, let's get to it though. Let's get to it, man. We're trying to see what type of funding we're going to be able to get. And look, guys, I need y'all to tap into Nadia. I need you to tap into Eric. They both got amazing Facebook groups where they're teaching everything about business credit, personal credit, how to be able to utilize it, how to leverage it to be able to make some money, right? We're blessed to be able to have them in our Facebook group, so definitely tap into them, right? So look, business credit cards right off the bat. Business credit cards right off the bat. Let's see what they got. No, okay, cool. Really don't care, but look, that's good for people who don't want to pay that much, right? No balance transfer fees, but cool. Interest rates 9.9%, which is not bad, right? It's not amazing, but it's not bad, right? At least it's going to be consistent at 9.9%, as opposed to 0%, where it's going to be 0% for the first 12, 18 months. It's going to be able to skyrocket after that, right? So let's go. Let's see what else we can get. So these are the main cards that you can get. So you can get all three of these cards with one hard pull. All right. This is amazing, right? But look, what if you want to get a personal card? Maybe you're not ready for business credit yet. How do you know if you're not ready for business credit? You do not have 2+ personal credit cards that have at least a $2,500 limit. You probably don't need to be going for business credit. You probably need to be sticking to your personal credit. All right, the classic card, right? But guess what? You can get a personal credit card and a personal loan with only one hard inquiry on the personal side, right? Best thing about it is you can get up to $30,000. Are you serious? You get a credit card for $30,000 right off the bat? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. TSU is amazing, guys. I need you to start looking at this. But the thing is, this is not the only credit union. There's plenty of credit unions out there who do similar things, guys, right? How do we know where to go to for credit unions? You could literally go to ibanknet.com. You can look up the credit unions in your area, right? Go to the bank map. I am in California, so I'm gonna click on California, right? Say I want to look up credit unions. Click on credit unions. These are all the credit unions in California, guys. There's plenty of options out here. There's so many options, guys. Look, I don't even break it down by state. Let's say I lived in, let's say I lived in Long Beach. Let's see what we've got in Long Beach. Just in Long Beach, we have all of these credit unions here, guys. And guess what? I can go to each of these and see what they offer. I can go down here, see how much the total assets are, right? The more assets they have, the more money they're going to be able to lend out, right? So let's see. We can actually go to their website too. But this is how we do research on credit unions in our areas, guys. Post City Financial Credit Union. Let's see what we're talking about. Another thing, a lot of these credit unions, they're going to require that you own have some type of membership with them, right? A lot of times they're going to ask for a donation of $5 to $10. Go ahead and pay that $5 to $10. Start that relationship. Be able to open up a business bank account, personal bank account, just to start applying whenever you see it, right? So in this case, they look like they don't have any business accounts, but they definitely have some personal credit cards, everything of the sort, right? So if you're in Long Beach, you might want to take a look at that, especially for personal funding. Let's see what else we got. I want to look up let's look up what's a credit union around here. I want to look up, let's see, I'm gonna look up what's going on in Vallejo. Do we got one in Vallejo? We got Travis Credit Union. That's a big one out here. Let's see if I noticed one out here. Redwood Credit Union. I love Redwood Credit Union. Why I love Redwood Credit Union is because they gave me a auto loan with a 1.8% interest rate. 1.8% interest rate. You're not going to be able to get that interest rate anywhere else. I promise you, you can't go to a Bank of America. You can't go to a regular bank and get 1.8% interest rate on the auto loan. You cannot get that, right? That's what credit unions are for, right? Look, y'all. All right, let's see. You can go to Redwood Credit Union here. It's a great website to be able to use. They see what they're talking about. Cards, see what they got. Oh, they got business too, right? You got business credit cards. Perfect. Business credit cards. You see what they're offering. Apply for business Visa Platinum. Perfect. This is what I'm talking about, right? Oh, they're doing old school. They got a PDF. Now, look, these are some of the options, right? It just takes a little bit of exploration to be able to go into this website, ibanknet.com, figure out what credit unions are in the area, start building relationships with them, open up a business bank account, right? If they got a credit builder card, right? Start using that if you're building your credit, right? Because if you start building your relationship with them early, right? Start building up your credit. By the time you graduate to an unsecured card, right? You're going to be able to be in position because now you're going to get approved for higher limits because you already got that relationship with them, right? That's how people are going to be able to get higher limits with Navy Federal, right? People talk about how do people get these $20,000, $25,000 limits. A lot of times because they started their relationships with these credit unions beforehand, right? Yes, you can go apply right off the bat without starting a relationship, but you're not going to be able to get the limits that you want, right? You're not going to be able to get the $25,000, $30,000 limits, right? It's all about building relationships, y'all. But look, that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about 2 different business credit cards that you guys can apply to today. Start off with my first business credit card ever was Divvy. No hard inquiry, soft pull. Connect your business bank account, connect your personal bank accounts. They're going to approve you not based on your personal credit, but based on the activity in your bank accounts. More activity in your business bank account, the higher approvals you're going to get. So if you have a business bank account, you don't have any money in it, you're not running any money in it, this is probably not the best choice for you. They also have a secured option, right? If you do not have the strongest personal credit, if you don't have a lot of activity in your bank account, they also have a secure card, right? But I have a whole bunch of different things. What you can do is go to products, go to business credit, and you're going to be able to set up a demo, everything of the sort, right? Actually, no, get started. Yeah, I guess you have to set up a demo, doing a little bit differently now. But yeah, like I said, I got approved for, I think it was like $25,000 right off the bat. My first business credit card ever. I know, right? 1.8%. It was crazy, right? I'm not gonna lie, that it was during it before interest rates started skyrocketing, but still, you don't hear about a 1.8% interest rate ever. Okay, look, another capital on tap. Easy approval, guys. Easy approval. Easy approval. Earn 1.5% cash back. It's only gonna be a soft pull. They can approve you $40,000 up to $50,000. Like I said, me and my clients have been approved for over $40,000 on capital on tap. Easy approval, guys. I would say, have at least a 720 credit score if you're going to be able to apply for this. And be able to have a plan for money. That's another thing a lot of people don't talk about. Is like, just don't go get a card and start using it for everything. Like, have a plan for what you want to use it for, right? Don't go ahead and get all this funding and then just let it sit. All right. Okay, cool. So like I said, basic information, you could literally fill this out in like 15 minutes. And I got to within 7 days, right? And the PSU, another credit union, you're able to get 3 products with only 1 hard pull, right? Amazing. They got a business and you got a personal side, right? I only bring this up, but not to say that this is the only credit union out there. There's plenty of credit unions out there who are going to be able to give you high limits. It's all about researching and building relationships, figuring out what is in your area. Because if you're not in PSCU area, you're probably not going to be able to obtain membership, right? This is one of those places where you're going to have to apply for membership before you get approved for it. Let's look. See, to qualify for the business credit card, you must be a current PSU member and have a PSU bank account, right? So it's not one of those things where you can just apply right off the bat. So you're gonna have to actually join, start an account, everything of the sort, but you're going to be able to get higher limits compared to anywhere else, right? So look, yeah, let's see, you need a $5 minimum to be able to deposit. You need a social security card. Look, it's an easy option for you guys, right? So look, there's 3 options that you guys can apply for literally today and start your journey, right? If you have decent personal credit, you don't need perfect personal credit. If you have decent credit, you start up your LLC, business entity, EIN. You have your operating agreement, business email, phone number, address, you're gonna be in good shape. Start running these plays, y'all. All right. But look, if you guys got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments. If you're watching this live, comment the word live. If you're watching this replay, comment the word replay. I have an upcoming list I'm probably gonna drop that in the group either tonight or probably tomorrow, with all the major red flag industries that bankers are looking for to signify them to be able to give you automatic denials or small limits, right? This is not something I just found online. I've talked to a business banker personally, and she gave me this list. She told me not to give it anybody, but I'm gonna give it out to you guys, right? But look, guys, wanted to wrap up today. Appreciate your patience. I was having some trouble a little bit earlier in my office, but look, guys, it's time to be able to get into the next level, y'all. The funding is out there. There's too many options, too many ways to be able to improve our credit. It's on us now, right? It's not a lack of information. It's a lack of willpower. How bad do you want it, right? If you got a business, you got an idea, you want to be able to get it off the ground. Not knowing what to do is no longer an excuse. It's no longer an excuse. The information is out there. All right. So look, guys, until next week, I'll see you later.